Hello and welcome back to the Empire Build Academy. My name's Fabian and today we're going to have a look at the best range generals on Evony. Okay, welcome back to the Empire Build Academy. I'm Fabian and today I wanted to have a quick look at the range generals on Evony. I actually have one post that I did recently that is up and available. I will say beforehand that it does not have the Brian Borrow or Arthur Wellesley generals on there. This is something I'm looking into and I will update this particular post with them once I've done it. So let's go straight over to the game itself and let's have a look at some of these generals we've got. I'm going to talk very quickly. It's going to be a very quick video. I don't want to go too deep into this. But if we go over to the tavern and then we go into recruit and then we go into portraits, I can show you all about the generals that I'm talking about and which ones are the best versions. So let's go straight into there in ranged and in Europe. This is where you can find the best ranged generals is in there. And as you can see there is Brian Borrow. And if we look at his stats, you can see that he increases ranged troop attack and HP by 50% when he is leading the army, and also increases ranged troops and siege machine defense by another 35%. And then also you have the additional specialities that you can also increase, which gives further buffs to Brian. And obviously, being a new general, he's very, very impressive. Arthur Wellesley, also the same, although not as good in my opinion. But again, increases ranged troops and siege machines attack by 40% and increases ranged troops defense and HP by a further 25% when leading the army. As I said, I will do in another video a little bit more about Brian Borrow and Arthur Wellesley, and I will also update the website on that particular blog post with the information for these as well. So, taking them out of the equation, what have we got? Well, we've got Franz Joseph, Algernon Sidney and Merlin, who obviously are three very, very impressive range generals, which are very impressive generals. And then there are also other ones as well, which I will talk briefly about, especially the ones that are available for the free to play. We also have one other one who is Ragnar, and he is available in others, who is also a very, very decent general. But going back to the best Evony generals, the one that sticks out of all of these is absolutely Merlin, with his increased range troops attack and HP by 45% and range troop and siege machine defense by 30% when he's leading the army to attack. And if we put all those percentages together with his attack, this would be 440%, his defense would be 411, and his HP would be 392. If we add his march on there of 17%, that will give us a total buff of 1,243%. So a very, very good general, and certainly one of the better ones currently on the game. In second, we've got Franz Joseph the first, and let's just pull him up now. Here is Franz. Increases range troop attack by 50% and increases range troops and siege machine defense and HP by a further 40% when he is leading the army. Now again, if we put all his buffs together, for attack we would have 402%, defense would have 419%, HP 378, and his march would be 34%, giving us a total buff of 1,233%. Next comes Ragnar, and let's have a look at Ragnar. As I said, he is in others, and he increases range troops attack and defense by 45% when he is leading the army. He increases range troops and siege machines HP by 35% when he brings the spiritual beast to attack, and that is the key part there. He needs to bring the spiritual beast to attack if you want those additional buffs. In fourth is Algernon Sidney. So let's go back to Europe and have a look at Algernon. Increases range troop attack and defense by 45% and range troops and siege machines HP by 30% when he is leading the army to attack, which gives his buffs of 478% in attack, 340% in defense, 375% HP and march 44%, bringing his total buff to 1,193%. The next one is very interesting. It's Marcus Agrippa, And the reason I say it's very interesting, I will actually go across to my generals now because I actually have Marcus Agrippa and he is 5 out of 5 for me. So yeah, let's go back to him in here and Marcus Agrippa. Let's go ranged. And Marcus Agrippa, there he is, increases ranged troops attack by 40% and increases ranged troops and siege machines defense and HP by a further 30% when he is leading the army to attack, giving him an attack percentage of 446, defense 411, HP 334, March is 20%, giving his total buffs of 1,191%, which puts him in 5th place, minus Brian Boru, Arthur Wellesley, who are not involved in this particular percentage breakdown. The reason that I'm saying Marcus Agrippa is very good indeed is because he is currently available in the Trial of Knights event. So that what that means is when you are ascending generals, let's just jump into this very quickly. It's not currently going on at the moment, but if you was ascending one of your generals like this, say Electra, who used to be a brilliant free-to-play option, and we were enhancing her through this, and we were in the middle of the Trial of Knights event, we would get additional points that we could trade in for Marcus Agrippa. So that's why he is in there, and that's why he also is a very, very good option, and especially for free to play. But we do need to be careful because I have him 5-star. He has been in this event for quite a while, and there's no clear understanding as to whether he will be staying there. Will he be changed? It's a bit of a gamble if you start to try and do that now. Maybe you could wait for potentially changing. I don't know. I don't know what the best answer to that is. But at the moment, Marcus Agrippa and Louis the Ninth is also available in there. Let me just go back. Let's have a look at Louis. Let's pull this down straight up. And Louis, he is also available in there as well. But Marcus Agrippa is definitely a better option for the free-to-play. Now, talking about assistants and who these pair better with, let's just drop straight down to the bottom here. And the first one that we're going to choose is Merlin, and he is paired best with Ragnar, and that will then bring the attack to 590%, defense 511, HP 472, total buff 1572%. So that's for Merlin and Ragnar to be paired as an assistant. If you did Ragnar and Sigurd, that would be the second best, and the reason for that is because the attack would be 602%, defense would be 469, HP would be 479, giving a total buff of 1550%. And then the next two in that line is Merlin, who would be paired with Franz Joseph, giving 540 in attack, 521 in defense, 482 in HP, giving a total buff of 1543. And also pairing Merlin with Algan and Sydney would give an attack of 570% and defense 496, HP 477, total buff 1542, 1542%. Now, talking about Marcus Agrippa, because we did mention that he's one of the best options currently available for free to play, the best pairing for him would be Ragnar, and that would then give you an attack of 596%, defense 511%, HP 414, total buff 1521%. So the takeaway from this very quick video, and like I say, I will update the blog post with Brian Boru and Arthur Wellesley very, very soon. But the takeaway from this particular video is that the best option available on the game currently, minus Brian and Arthur, is Merlin. Second is Franz Joseph I. Third is Ragnar. Fourth is Algan and Sydney. And fifth, free-to-play option currently in the Trial of Knights, is Marcus Agrippa. And if you were pairing them with assistants, the best assistants currently on the game are Ragnar, Sigurd and Algan and Sydney. Franz Joseph comes in 4th and Merlin comes in 5th. But for the best pairing option, Merlin with Ragnar, Ragnar with Sigurd, Merlin with Franz Joseph I, Merlin with Algan and Sydney. And talking about that free-to-play option again, Marcus Agrippa with Ragnar. So that's all I was wanting to do very, very quickly, was just talk about that, talk about the different options, who was available. Of course, if you feel that I've got some things wrong or you want to add some content to this particular video, please do feel free to add some in the video in the comments down below. I will see you in another video very, very soon. Thanks for watching.